So we would be starting, yeah. So we are starting our demo with by Miss Amrita Kulshrestha. So thank you for joining our demo. And this is about the automation of the sales order report using the Power BI. So after the demo, in case you could also give us an email address for giving the sample package. So we will show you how the sample package is to be taken. You can give us a copy of any Excel spreadsheets to be automated from Tally or any other ERP, and you can give us any SQL code to be converted to DAX. Right? So that is how the case is. This is my contact number. This is my number. Amrita, go to the next slide. And just okay. So we are just going through the client problem in terms of what is the client before Amrita takes it over. So in terms of the client problem currently, the client actually needs a consolidated sales order report for billing by go down. So the current status was that the report was being generated manually and the report generation required at least one Monday. And the tally report actually takes more than, through TDL, takes more than 20 minutes to refresh on a single day. So the client wanted the automation of the same. On to the next slide. So what the client actually wanted was that the client wanted a solution which is going to be plug and play. And the data extraction from the ERP solution had to be done in off-peak hours. So the way the solution was actually designed was that the extraction would take place in the night, right? Or during the lunchtime when there was no other resource who was actually working on the tally. The third thing was that there should be no load on tally during when the reports are being refreshed. The fourth thing the client basically said was that the client did not want any database. So no SQL, no subqueries, nothing. It wanted everything within the DAX code. Now, so that is why we had to convert all our data warehouse, the SQL data warehouse code onto the DAX code, which is what Amrita would be showing. So Amrita in our project converted 26 subqueries, which is part of the SQL code, onto what we call the DAX code. So that she would be actually showing. The third thing, the client wanted, just one second, can you go back for a second? The client wanted the solution to be kept on premises or linked on the Google Cloud. So either it's on the premises or it should be linked on the Google Cloud. And the client budget was very, very low. So the product which we are actually showing is actually sold in the retail, amongst multiple chartered accountants and multiple CAs. So that is where we are. Amrita, next slide, beta. So for those of you who are from the Tally background, this is what it is. You have a sales order report and you have a bill receivable report. They're both linked by what we call the sales ledger. The sales order report gives you the bill outstanding and the sales order pending, and the bill receivable reports by party ledger names gives you the bill amount outstanding, overdue by number of days. So both these reports need to be combined. So just to give you a brief overview, and I will hand it over to Amrita from here on. You normally have a sales order. After a sales order, you have got something called a sales invoice. So I give you a sales order, and after that, I'll give you a sales invoice. Now, there is something called a delivery note. A delivery note is actually not an accounting entry, it's an invoice entry. Right. So an invoice, it's an accounting entry. It's not an accounting entry, it's an inventory entry. So it will not affect, it will affect your stock valuations. It will not affect your balance sheet and balance sheet. Right. After the sales invoice, you have a receipt details. So your sales order and sales invoice are linked by what we call the reference number. Your delivery note and sales invoice are actually linked up by the tracking number, right? And your sales invoice and the receipt details are linked by what we call the bill ID. Now your sales order can be analyzed go down wise or batch wise, or it can be linked up item wise. So you see there are 1, 2, 3 into 2. There are 6 levels of hierarchies to be analyzed. So with this, I gave it over to Amrita to actually take it up. Just one last structure. You have a voucher. So at the voucher, there's an inventory movement and there's a ledger movement. So these inventory and the ledger movements, they are linked by what we call the custom function. So this is what we have put it up in DAX. Amrita, can you take it over from here and explain the team the solution?
Hello everyone, myself is Amrita. I will explain you further processing of this automation of sales order report. So here the designing structure of that, we have the Tally ERPs and MS Excel's data. So we are converting to the different type of data, which is just ODS layer, data marts and reporting layer. So basically the solution has been developed across more than 10 of clients. We have a sample reference attached letter also. So basically the value proposition of this, it eliminating, raises and reduces. It's eliminated the custom function in Tally, understanding to complexity of the Tally databases, Excel spreadsheet, and is also eliminating a spread database installation, eliminating connector APIs and custom procedure and function in SQL. And it raises the ease of reporting, convenience, work with BI type of tools. It raises ability to handle large loads data, and it raises ease of development, a number of concurrent users for reports, a number of reports that could be reloaded in the nightly ETL. It reduce data extraction time, aggregating TDL code and SQL code, business logic coding time. It also reduce maintenance time, BI cost, length of TDL, SQL code required to make reports, and it also reduce reporting data size and reducing ETL development cost and reduces reports development time. It reduces data refresh time for report and reduces also use of collection field. So it is creating a ready-made ETL process, productize the reporting outputs. It also creating the aggregate for faster analysis. So these are the value proposition for that. So what do be the offer to industry? Ready-made extraction product to consolidate compressed data from multiple sources in Tally scheme. So here the cost value is a lower coding time, faster data access, easy to use desktop server application using reporting tools. And buyer value with Tally MIS graphs dashboard, time series analysis here. So we are converting TDL's equivalent text. So slow speed of reporting function we have if then else. Here in TDL feature I am using custom functions. SQL I am using join and joins and lookup and DEX. In case of lookup, TDL features we have using collection fields. SQL we have used join, and index join and filter both. If we using seats, so in TDL I am using collections, SQL is CT and DEX in where. If sum if case I am using aggregate, sum and summarize and filter. Overall benefit of this, it minimizes the number of pages. Data comparison of 90% implies reducing 100-page information to 1 page. So more number of report is nightly reload, faster report development and increased concurrency. Basically the purpose of this report, it gives the complete visibility by the sales order for sales invoice, delivery note, receipt and the GST paid. It gives sales order pendency details by the godown. Here we have some attached assumption of the report. Here sales order, sales invoice, credit note, delivery note are linked with the same reference number here. Only those delivery note have been included that are not the part of sales invoice. In case of delivery note along with the sales invoice, corresponding reference number is there, then the sales invoice number is taken into the account. So in this, here I am using the voucher inventory table to convert to SQL code. Thereafter, same code is framed in the Power BI text. So here, fetching data from the voucher inventory on the basis of sales. Here, in this document, I will explain how each component of the report was developed. So first of all, I'm fetching data from the voucher inventory on the basis of sales. So this is the SQL code for that. Here I'm using having for the sales order and select some column name like the party laser name, voucher number, document date, reference, company name, go down. The same table, voucher inventory. So this is the SQL code, DEX code for that. In DEX, I am using a filter and summarize function, filtering according to sales order. and select some column, document date, reference, voucher number with the same as SQL. So here some debit amount also calculated from the voucher inventory table. This is the sum of debit amount. So here I am using sum function for that. Same for the credit amount, sum of credit amount. After that, I am selecting column. For selecting column, I am using select column function in DAX. First of all, I am selecting company name and format that into the string format. In SQL, I am using cast to format into the string format. So here I am using varchar. Also selecting party name, SO number, SO date, SO amount, and reference number. SO amount was calculated. Here the sum debit amount, which is here, was subtracted from the sum credit amount. So stored in a new variable name, which is SO amount. Now we are fetching data from the voucher inventory table on the basis of sales, which is framed in SQL and DAX both. In this, the sum of credit amount was calculated and the sum of debit amount also calculated. And to give the alias name sum credit amount and the sum debit amount. Sum credit amount and the sum debit amount according to sales. So this is the SQL code for that. And after that, I am using DAX coding. In the DAX, I am using summarize and filter function, same again, and retrieve the record according to sales. And select some column like reference, go down, voucher number, company name, master ID, document date. Some credit amount was calculated here. Here I am selecting for column for the sales, same column like cost center name, go down name, reference number, master ID, sales number, sales date, and sales amount. Sales amount was calculated. Here some debit amount is subtracted from the some credit amount. Okay, now I am fetching data according to delivery note. Do the same functionality as the same. Select some column which is reference number, go down or document date, voucher number, and credit amount and debit amount. So credit delivery note and debit delivery note was calculated here from the voucher inventory table. Now again summarize delivery note record, which is coming from the above variable, which is V1 delivery note summarize, and same code is in SQL and DAX here. So in DAX, I am selecting some column. For selecting some column, I am using select column function. So here I am selecting cost center name and format that into the string format for because of joining purpose. Here also selecting reference number, delivery note number, delivery note amount, and delivery note date. If we want to retrieve the delivery note amount, so we have to do some calculation like debit amount was subtracted from the credit amount. So here we have two variables, credit delivery note and debit delivery note. So here I am subtracting debit delivery note into the credit delivery note. After that, I am fetching data according to credit note. Same code in SQL and DAX both, and same processing I am doing here for that. After that, select columns according to credit note like customer cost center name, reference number, bill number, credit note number, credit note amount, and master ID for credit note. Credit note amount was calculated. Credit note amount coming from the debit credit note subtracted from the credit note. So here I am storing in the credit note amount. So finally, here I am doing the joining, left outer join between the all final variables for sales order and delivery note. So here I am retrieving consolidate sales order to, I am joining a consolidate sales order variable to B2 delivery note summarize, and I am doing left outer join and remove duplicates using distinct function and store in a variable which is A1 delivery. This joining purpose is a sales order and delivery note variables. Thereafter, joining on the basis of reference number, cost center name, and extracted from the variable A1 delivery note, which is here, and the A2 sales voucher summarize. So here I am retrieving a record according to sales. So in A1 delivery note, I have the record according to sales order and delivery note. So in A2 sales voucher summarize variable, I have the records according to sales, and I am doing join between them. So here I am using left outer join and remove duplicates from here and store in a new variable, which is A2 delivery. Here again, joining on the basis of reference number and cost center name and extracted from the variable A2 delivery, which is here A2 delivery, and the B2 credit note summarize. So here I am retrieving record according to credit. So here I am joining A2 delivery and credit note summarize variable, and final result is stored in the A3 delivery. So we have the record according to sales order, delivery note, sales, and credit note. Now I am working on the receipt. So for receipt purpose, here we are adding bill name on the basis of master ID and voucher laser bill table. Voucher laser bill table for the receipt details. So here I am adding one variable. For adding one variable, I am using the add column function and do the lookup for that from the voucher laser bill table, bill name column, and the master ID column. So here I am adding bill name column. I need to add one more column, which is master ID for the receipt. So here I am using master ID receipt named variable. For that add one column. Here I am using the add column function and also doing the lookup for that from the voucher laser built on the basis of master ID and bill name. So this output is stored in the B receipt variable. Above output is stored in the A receipt variable. These two variable gives the result according to receipt details. Then we do the filter the voucher laser table where voucher type parent is a receipt and the credit amount is greater.
But can I just, Mr. Bhattacharya, so basically the resource is converting the SQL code onto the DAX code. So what she's doing is she's taking 23 subqueries team. So Amrita, this thing, so you can do it for Mr. Bhattacharya also again. So she's taken 23 subqueries, which are in form of CTs and converted it to DAX. That's what she's showing in terms of a report. So final Power BI report she will show. So there are about 450. So she's showing one of her projects. And Amrita,
okay. Thank you. I'm following it. Yeah.
So final result, the number matching with tally.
Amrita, please continue with the explanation of that report,
Okay,
right, which you were doing.
Okay, sir. So here I am using add column function for add bill name and master ID receipt. After adding two columns, I am retrieving result according to receipt where voucher type parent is receipt and credit note amount is greater than 0. So I am doing the same functionality for that. Yeah. So this is the filter function. Here I am using the condition for that. So here the credit note amount is greater than 0. And the voucher type parent is receipt. So then the format all the entries for the receipt filter and this select required columns like master ID receipt, receipt voucher number, and receipt date. So here I am selecting that columns. So finally do between the B receipt and B receipt filter 2. Receipt filter 2 is here. So here I am selecting columns and do joining between them. So it's finally stored in a variable which is D receipt payment date. So for that I have payment date details. After that, I'm fetching data from the laser sum tab basis on the duties and taxes. Duties and taxes, which is framed in DAX state below. Thereafter, the sum credit amount was calculated and the sum tax debit value was also calculated. These are coming from the laser sum table, sales amount debit column, and the sum tax credit values coming from a laser sum table, sales amount column. Here we are finding the sales invoice tax amount using master ID as a join criteria. For calculating GST amount, the tax credit debit value subtracted from the tax credit value and is stored in a variable which is GST amount sales, and store the final output in the laser entries tax master ID. After that, here the joining is generating the receipt details, joining between D receipt payment date and laser entry master ID, and join the left outer join and stored in the GXT. So now we are finding the credit note invoice tax amount using master ID as a join criteria. For that, GST amount tax debit value is subtracted from the tax credit value and stored in a variable GST amount CN. CN for credit note. So here we have the GST amount according to credit note, and select also one column which is master ID and stored in a variable which is laser entries tax master ID credit. So here the join is generating the credit note details. So these are the join GST tax join with the laser entry tax master ID credit note and stored in the GST tax credit. So now we have all the result according to sales order, delivery, credit note, duties and taxes, and GST. So final variable GST tax credit output the store that the go down wise sales report. Number matching with tally, refresh and reload time on 8 GB machine less than 30 seconds for 2 years of data. This is the final output for that. So I will show you in the Power BI. This is the Power BI document, or this is my DAX code for that. For that, I am extracting data from the tally. So here I have one company. So I will show you how to extract companies from the tally. Give me some time. This is a tally. So
She will, so actually, sir, this is a retail product. So we will show you now the website from where you can download this Power BI file. And there's a sample TCP file. So you can download it and actually also sell it as a retail product to various chartered accountants. So she's showing you the entire process, how she's doing it. So it's basically what Amrita has shown you is a ready-made data warehouse made in DAX, which, which is which we are actually selling it. So, as a retail product. So the client actually gives us time for not more than 10 to 15 minutes to actually do the entire POC. So it's that fast and that good, this entire product. And if you see this module, there are a lot many subqueries without the database, without the code which have been input into it. Amrita, fantastic. Yeah. So this extract data, yeah.
Yes, sir. After extracting the data, I go to the Power BI. So go to the Home tab and refresh. It will automatically refresh all the data from the JSON, from the tallies. So it will refresh.
So basically, sir, we are taking the raw data from tally schema and automatically all these reports are being updated, all these DAX codes. It's entire profit and loss balance sheet. So she's helped convert the entire data warehouse onto the DAX code. Fantastic. And Amrita, can you just, if you can give me the control for a second, I will show you from where to take it up.
Yes, sir, sure.
Thank you, madam. So, if you can just, yeah, thank you, madam. So then I go here. So if you all want to see it, so basically go to this site. So I'm just going over this. Go to mndatasolutionsindia.blogspot.com. So this is the site which is going to be there. I'm putting it on the chat. And You just paste it here. And then on the MN Data Solutions, you click here. And then this is the link from where you can download your TCP as well as your Power BI file. So simply click here, Control V, press enter. For those of you who are in the Power BI module, this is the finance integration module. And those of you who want to integrate it with Tally and sell it as a retail product, this is the TCP for the sale. So with this, please do send us our bottleneck Excel reports, which are there from Tally or any other ERP, and our team will convert the SQL or the Excel or the TDL code onto the Power BI DAX. With this, now we are open to questions. Any specific questions which your teams might have? Hello? Hello, sir. We are open to questions, sir. Any questions, sir?
Charu this side.
Hi.
Hi. So
No, I do not have any question. Thank you.
Okay.
So my question was, actually I'm new to Power BI, but I wanted to understand that what are the benefits of using the DAX coding over SQL here?
Okay, so basically, why did we replace DAX, SQL with DAX, right? Is that what it is? So basically replacing your, one of all is your Excel functions with DAX. That is the first question. The second is why you're replacing SQL code with DAX, right? Is that your question is?
Correct.
Okay, so ma'am, first of all, Excel functions with DAX is basically, it helps in automation. It's very simple. I want to automate the entire thing. So, you can use a DAX function for it. So this is actually a program which you can actually run. So all these are reports which you can run and deploy it across multiple clients. So number of large CA firms are actually automating their reports with their autopilot. Now replacing the SQL code with DAX is, the reason is, first of all, I'm removing the database itself. Because the database itself has a cost, the database installation has a cost, the database maintenance has a cost. Right. So what she has shown you is that she has taken all these correlated subqueries and then she has converted it into DAX. That means we have removed the database itself. This thing. So my installation time is reduced. My installation cost is reduced. And my maintenance costs are reduced. Second is that we are going straight to the cloud. That means this JSON file can be actually using a Google and Azure cloud. This is a Google Drive, or using the Microsoft Power BI gateway, straight away taken to the Azure cloud. So it is completely secure. Because if I suppose use a database, I have to extract the data and put it onto the database. That means I need to have my ODBC port open. Or I have to make an API. Now an API's application programming interface is very expensive. Each time I have to do it. ODBC port, if I keep it open, that means that I have a data security risk. So the best is, what we found out was, this is actually selling it, is that take out JSON or Excel format, right? The raw data. So she's not taken any reports from here. She's taken it from the schema. And then based on the Tally logic, she has made all the reports.